Have you ever wondered what those little vents and new windows are for? Or why every new bathroom has to have an extractor fan? Well, it's not just a random design choice. It all ties back to a really important rulebook that basically acts as the lungs for our buildings. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on Approved Document F, the official guidance for ventilation in England, and figure out why making sure our homes can actually breathe is so important.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get our heads around what these approved documents are in the first place. Then we'll dive straight into Document F, the star of our show today. After that, we'll get to the absolute heart of the regulation, see how it plays out with a practical strategy for your home, and then finish up with how you actually prove you've done the job right.
And really, this is the question that matters most. You see, as we make our homes more and more airtight to be energy efficient, we can accidentally trap ourselves inside a sealed box. A building that can't breathe is, well, it's an unhealthy building. It traps all the moisture from cooking and showering, all the pollutants from cleaning products, you name it. And that creates a perfect storm for mold and just plain bad air. This isn't just about comfort, it's about protecting our health.
Okay, first things first. Before we can really get into Document F, we need to understand the system it belongs to. So, what in the world is an approved document, and why is it so important?
Okay, here's the simplest way to think about it. The building regulations are the law. They're the what. They say things like, your building must be safe, but they don't always tell you how to do it. That's where the approved documents come in. They're the official how-to guides. They give you a tried and tested way to meet the legal requirements. If you follow the guidance in the approved document, you're generally considered to have followed the law. Simple as that.
And this slide really shows you the pecking order. Right at the top, you've got the Building Act. That's the big law that gives the government the power to create these rules. Then, flowing from that, you have the building regulations themselves. These are the actual legal rules. And then, at the bottom, you have our approved documents, which are the practical, on-the-ground playbooks for builders and designers.
All right, now that we know the lay of the land, let's zoom in on our main topic today, Approved Document F, the one that's all about ventilation.
Now, one of the first things to know is that Document F is actually split into two parts. There's Volume 2, which covers commercial buildings. Think offices, shops, places like that. But for our purposes today, we are going to be laser focused on Volume 1, because that's the one that deals with our homes, houses, flats, apartments, the whole lot.
And this is a super important date to remember. The guidance we're talking about isn't some old, dusty document. The current version, the 2021 edition, came into force on June 15, 2022. So it's pretty recent, and it reflects a much more modern understanding of just how vital good air quality is in our homes.
Okay, so with all of that background, let's get right to the heart of it. What's the one single legal rule that this entire document is built around? It all comes down to a really simple statement called Requirement F1.
And there it is. That one sentence is the legal bedrock for everything we're talking about. Now, it sounds simple, right? But the key word, the word that the entire approved document F exists to explain, is adequate. What does adequate ventilation actually mean? How do you achieve it? That's the big question.
So this is what adequate looks like in practice. It's really a four-part mission. Number one, you've got to pull out moisture and pollutants right where they're being made. Think steam in the bathroom. Two, you have to bring in a constant minimum supply of fresh air from outside. 3, you need a way to quickly flush out the air in a room if you need to. And 4, you want to do all this without pulling in a bunch of pollution from outside. It's a whole system.
And let's be clear, the reason this is all so important is because the stakes are high. We're not just talking about getting rid of foggy mirrors or lingering smells from dinner. We're talking about preventing the growth of mold and stopping the buildup of indoor pollution that can be genuinely hazardous to our health.
Okay, so we know the why. How about the how? How do you actually achieve this adequate ventilation in a real house or flat? Well, the good news is, Approved Document F lays out a really clear 3-part strategy to get it done.
And here's the strategy, laid out perfectly. The best way to think about it is like a 3-layer defense system for the air in your home. Your first line of defense is extract ventilation. That's your extractor fans in kitchens and bathrooms, getting rid of the bad stuff right at the source. The second layer is whole dwelling ventilation, which is a constant, gentle background supply of fresh air. And then your third layer is purge ventilation, which is basically your emergency flush, like opening a window wide to clear the air quickly.
Now, if you want to see how specific this gets, just look at these numbers for extract ventilation. This table shows how powerful your fans need to be, and check this out. Look at the kitchen. If you've got a proper cooker hood that vents outside, the fan needs to move 30 liters of air per second. But if you don't have one, that rate literally doubles to 60. It just goes to show how much of a difference tackling pollution at the source really makes.
So you've put in all the vents, installed the fans. You're all done, right? Well, not quite. It's not enough to just install the equipment. You have to prove that it actually works the way it's supposed to. And that's where this final crucial step comes in: commissioning.
And this part is absolutely non-negotiable. Requirement F12 is crystal clear. If you install a mechanical ventilation system, it has to be commissioned. That means someone has to come in, test the airflow rates, make sure it's all working correctly, and then, this is the important bit, formally notify the local building control body that it's all been tested and passed. It's the official sign-off.
But wait, there's more. The job isn't done until you've handed over the keys, so to speak. Regulation 39 says you must give the owner of the building all the information they need about the system. I mean, what good is a great ventilation system if nobody knows how to use it or take care of it? They need to know what it does, how to operate it, and how to maintain it so it keeps working properly for years to come.
So when you boil it all down, following approved document F isn't just about following rules or ticking boxes on a form. It's about fundamentally understanding that a building is a living system. And just like any living thing, it has to be able to breathe if it's going to be a healthy and safe place for the people inside.
If you found this breakdown useful, then definitely go and check out the Building Regulations Copilot YouTube channel for more explainers just like this one. And for any specific building regulation questions you might have, buildingregulationscopilot.com is the place to be. Thanks for tuning in.